Chicago viewers are watching anchor Dan Roan's sports segment on WGN's 9 o'clock news when the screen turns black. 15 seconds later, a person appears wearing a Max Headroom mask and sunglasses. It appears he's talking, but all you could hear is static and a buzzing sound. This continues for another 20 seconds until broadcast engineers switch the frequency of the signal that links the studio to the broadcast tower. Dan Roan returns on air and says, "Well, if you're wondering what's happened, so am I," then jokes that the computer took off and went wild before resuming his report on the Chicago Bears game. PBS station WTTW is airing the Doctor Who serial Horror of Fang Rock when the show is interrupted. Max Headroom impersonator is back, but this time with distorted audio. He calls Chuck Swirsky a freaking nerd and a freaking liberal, and then says catch the wave while holding up a Pepsi can. He then claims to have made a giant masterpiece for all the greatest world newspaper nerds, referring to WGN's call letters, which stands for World's Greatest Newspaper. The hijacked broadcast gets stranger from there. This time the transmission could not be stopped because there were no engineers on duty at the broadcast tower, which sit on top of the Sears Tower. The hijackers had complete control until they ended their broadcast. The image faded briefly into static, and then viewers were returned to the Doctor Who broadcast after a total interruption of about 90 seconds. The FCC believes the hijack was accomplished by sending a stronger microwave transmission to the broadcast towers of the two Chicago television stations than what they were transmitting themselves. Experts believe that the pirate broadcast originated from somewhere in the line of sight of the two stations' towers, which were on tall buildings in downtown Chicago. The stunt required technical expertise and significant transmitting power. Theories suggest that the prank was an inside job by a disgruntled employee or former employee of WGN or carried out by members of Chicago's underground hacker community. At the time, perpetrators could have faced a maximum fine of $100,000 and up to a year in prison. However, the statute of limitations expired in 1992. To this day, no one has claimed responsibility.